Oh, long have we waited for this moment. Let's set the mood. Let's set the mood, everybody. Oh boy, we're finally here. After so long, we are finally here. We are in the era of the Forbidden Door. And we have arrived to the next phase in professional wrestling. This is my first attempt at live streaming. I just noticed that my buddy JD Ultra from AEW was commenting, "Hey man, hope everything's all right with you, man." We are in the new age of prosperity for professional wrestling, as I wear my CM Punk shirt, and we have a lot to cover. I will try to handle this as well, but if you want, you can also support me by donating and sending money down in the chat, in the alerts. Let me put the link up for those who want to support me. This is my first attempt at a big, serious live stream. I have never done a live stream before, so naturally I'm going to make a ton of mistakes with this. It's a surreal moment for me to be doing this, and I don't know if I'll do this again, but I'm going to make as much as I can with this. It's an insane, wild ride. We finally made it to the next phase in wrestling, and I am excited for the destiny of pro wrestling. And yes, I am directly ripping off the X-Men. Yes, I am definitely ripping off the X-Men. We had the pro wrestling universe restored. We had the reign of wrestling that started with CM Punk's return, and now with this moment, this crossover event, we can safely say, yes, we are now in destiny. Oh man, it's a wild, wild ride, isn't it? Like, the very fact that we have gotten here to this point in time, to this point in history for the most part, it's been pretty astonishing when you think about it. I was looking at this, I'm like, it's pretty damn awesome to get this point in wrestling. I don't know if we'll ever get something like this again. Like, I know we might get another Forbidden Door event, but you know, I mean, like, in the simplest ways of another wrestling type event, where you will have all these characters coming together, and the only way I see this happening again is if Impact, ROH, and AAA and probably a CMLL get their act together. I could definitely see them collide. That's the only way I see this working at this point. But yeah, we're in this new era of pro wrestling, and I'm looking at the current statistic rate of my live stream. I'm probably doing bad, I think. I mean, like, I got some people involved, so that's pretty cool. John Moxley and Hiroshi Tanahashi were the main event attraction for the show. I already put the ratings down in my description box, but I want to cover more in depth about it because, my God, this event has been the most biggest event ever, and yet the most cursed. And I mean that mean that quite literally, because I'm pretty certain Dan Hansen accidentally unleashed a dark arts upon us and inadvertently released Pandora's box. Let's go with that. He released Pandora's box and this whole event was cursed. And I get to blame everybody for it. So, yeah, I'm blaming Dan Hansen for this. So, thanks a lot, man. You cursed us. Well, enough about my nihilistic outlook on everything. Let's talk about this event. So, heading into this event, it was originally supposed to be Hiroshi Tanahashi versus CM Punk. Then Punk got hurt in what could have been the most preventable injury possible, and he got hurt. But, okay, we're good, right? Everything's good. We still have a lot of dream matches to get going, and then Al Cole's reported hurt with a torn labrum. Why is he still wrestling then? I mean, if I'm a betting man, I would do everything in my power to keep him from getting hurt worse, which they were doing. They kept him off TV, and then even if he did get used, he was relegated to tag team and wasn't utilized much. So, okay, fine. Preventative measures are in place, so let's just have him recover, then he can do the show, then he can take time off. Okay. We're good, right? Then Bryan Danielson got hurt. And now it's being reported it's a concussion. Yeah, this is looking more like a disaster. But, let's see. Trying to get the volume up, I'm heard. Let's see, how's that, JD? I hope that's good. Yeah. I'm trying to get used to this whole live streaming thing. I've never done this before, so if there's errors made, I would love to hear feedback. But, yeah. Okay, I got it better. Okay, so after that, okay, we have this crisis. Nope. Oh, wait, Kyle O'Reilly's injured. Okay, who else is getting injured? Okay, who else could be injured? I'm sure there's not at all a glorious plague or something going on. Oh, God, how do I say this delicately? Jungle Boy's injured. Yeah. Okay. We're not in crisis yet. We still have the Scorpio Sky. We can have him defend the TNT title. He's hurt. Bobby Fish, he's hurt. Anthony Bowens, he's hurt. Martin was in a vicious accident, so he's pretty fucked up. So he'll be around for 6 months. Okay, let's hope everything's all right. Everything's all right, right? Lee Johnson's hurt. Okay, well, we have a lot of women. We can build some women maps. We can even bring in Stardom easily. Legit Layla Hirsch, Red Velvet, Sky Blue, the Bunny are also hurt. Luther's hurt. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we have the House of Black. We can get them together, and Buddy Matthews is hurt. Are you f***ing kidding me? Are you effing kidding me? Why is everyone getting hurt now? And that's not even talking about Kenny Omega. MJF is MIA. Jeff Hardy's on his last chance now, from what was reported. Man, we are fucked. Oh, you poor, poor deluded fools. What have you done to this? Why have you cursed us? But okay, we have a lot of wrestlers in AEW. We have Swerve in our glory. Tony Khan, you still owe me money. I need the money, please. Like, come on, man. Just give me the money. I paid you. I gave you that idea. I have evidence. So I will gladly take about. Let's see. It's been several weeks. I will take about an easy 20 G's. Please. So, yeah, a lot of wrestlers are getting hurt. Adam Cole was working hurt. Buddy Matthews can still go, but they're probably taking safety precautions with him. Okay, let's hope nothing goes wrong on New Japan's side. Tomohiro Ishii is hurt. Should I mention this is only June? Should I mention that? Should I mention that at this point? One of my buddies said he's taking several weeks off after this because he is fed up with all these injuries going down. Okay. So, the crisis is still there. We can fix this, right? Okay, like we can do an awesome cruiserweight style matchup. Like, we could have Hiromu Takahashi do some Hiromu. Takahashi, I keep mixing the names sometimes. Sorry about that. Okay, we can get him. Okay, I'll give him a call. This is clearly what Tony Khan was thinking. I'll give him a call. Hey Hiromu, do you want to come in and wrestle Ray Phoenix? Oh, you have a. Oh. Yeah, right before the show, just a day before, he was supposed to do some big tag team match with Sting, aka the Dudes with Attitudes. He gets sick. Okay. We at least have Andrade, Penta Oscuro, and Rey Fenix. Andrade, he's gonna fight Will Ospreay. Oh, that's cool. It's gonna be awesome, especially with the return of Los Ingobernables, those with Roosh. Man, that's gonna be an awesome moment. We can have this going. Nope. And no, they're not injured. Turns out that all of those wrestlers that could have been involved were blocked because CMLL are a bunch of petty bastards. If you work for AAA, you cannot show up to this, even if we have nothing to offer in return. So, Backstage Politics, aka two promotions that aren't even involved in this event, are blocking talent from competing. I see how it is. I'll play this game. Okay. I must stress, this is only the first month of the summer. And we have had a concurrent wave of injuries left and right. Still got a good show. We have the John Moxley. He defeated Kyle O'Reilly in a hellacious matchup. We can get that as the main event against Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's a match been waiting for years, and it's by destiny it must happen. Thank God nothing bad happened on that front. Okay, so Bryan was supposed to fight Zack Sabre Jr. because the wrestling gods have forsaken us. I'm just gonna go with that. So I despise everything. I despise my life. Why? Why have you forsaken us with Dan Hansen's curse powers? He's cursed us. Okay, so with all that craziness going on, we need the show to be a winner. We need this show to win. They already sold out the show before even the single match was announced within less than a day. We can do this. We can do this. Right? Right? I'm going to be honest, this is possibly the best show they've done yet. That's saying something. I got a little bit of an all-in vibe from it. Like, right, it doesn't have as all the promotions it could have done. They could have brought in Stardom. They could have brought in they could have brought in Impact. I mean, like, Impact had every right to be part of the show, in my opinion, because they have done more with New Japan wrestlers than AEW has done, which is saying a lot. Heck, Impact was even entrusted with, okay, so we're gonna have this big Bullet Club breakdown. We want you to have the moment. What? Yeah, we want you to have the moment, guys. You've earned it. You trust us to handle the removal of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa from Bullet Club when you could easily sell that on pay-per-view alone for an insane moment on a bigger platform, and you're entrusting it to us. So yeah. Yep. Yes, this is real. This is real, and I am stunned that Impact was that entrusted with it. So yeah, we can finally talk about the event itself. Finally. The factory opens up, and we are immediately in danger because people don't even care about the factory anymore. They stopped being relevant since Cody put them over, since Cody beat them all. And I'm being serious when I say that. Cody beat them. That was all they were there for. The factory was just there to have Cody beat them because they kind of ran out of stuff for him to do. And even he admits that, yeah, if I could go back, I would never have done that stipulation to restrict me from the world title. I would have at least blocked myself from doing it, from becoming the champion, but at least I could have competed for it. So, yeah. And then Malachi Black showed up and saved Cody's relevancy. Oh, man. And then the Cody promo that wrecked everything for him in AEW. Oh, God, that was horrible. So, the factory's just kind of been the relegators to dark. And they're taking on Chaos with Yoshihashi. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. I am so sorry. I can't pronounce some of these New Japan names to save my life. And Hiroki Goto, which sounds like an awesome Mortal Kombat character, and I would damn well love to see that character, see Hiroki Goto be part of the Mortal Kombat universe. Especially with his ultimate clothesline of deformity. That is a lethal move, and I will not allow it to be denied for Mortal Kombat. You should have seen the image that I've posted multiple times on social media, seeing what he did to Kenta, who is sadly not part of this event, even though, in all honesty, he should have been. Because symbolism and how he was the one that started all this. So yeah, they had a pretty okay match, I felt. It's just like, I don't care for the factory. I never even took them to be a legitimate threat. to Chaos, especially when you got Hiroki freaking Goto, who's done hell of a matches time and time and time again, and then you got QT Marshall and Aaron Solo, and you're like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. And the fact that I had to remember that QT Marshall was gifted the Diamond Cutter from DDP, it's like, oh god, that DDP, what were you thinking, man? Oh, like, at least it's better than the other guy who tried to use the Diamond Dallas Cutter Diamond gesture. The politician got it wrong. Yep, that was the thing. So yeah, Chaos got over as you would expect, though surprisingly, I was amazed that there was even a slight hint of doubt that they could have went ahead and had the factory go over. I wouldn't have believed it. I still probably wouldn't have. And then we got this match that I didn't even know was announced earlier in the day. Lance Archer versus Nick. I can't pronounce his last name. I tried beforehand. Of the Factory. Yeah, Nick of the Factory. He fights Lance Archer, who's going to compete in the quote, as the AEW commentators just said, and Kevin Kelly, who was part of it, declared it as the Big Boy Block. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the B Block is going to feel better about that. So naturally you're like, oh, well, clearly Lance Archer's going to lose because he's lost every... Of course you think he's going to win. Yeah, I don't even know why this match had to happen. I was just like... Why does this match exist? I'm like, it's... Meh. I didn't really particularly care about it. And Lance Archer gets the win. And I just wanted to see Swerve in our glory fight Suzuki Gun. But beforehand, we had an interview with Clark Connors, who replaced Tomohiro Ishii, since that was the guy he lost to in order to qualify for the title initially, but because of that they had to switcheroo them due to Tomohiro Ishii getting an injury. So now I never watched Clark Connors. I have never watched him whatsoever. So I was like, okay, like they could have easily just replaced Hiroki Goto with this match, but it wouldn't have been fair for Clark Connors since he actually competed for a qualification match. So at least I got that point. I feel this could be a good opportunity to showcase the new guy with the three veterans, aka Malachi Black, Pac the Bastard, and Miro, God's righteous man. God's righteous man. And he would probably benefit working with them, but that's going to be later in the night. Swerve in our glory versus Suzuki Gun. Yeah, this was the match I wanted. This was the match I really wanted to see for the buy-in, especially with that story going on with Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland having a will they or won't they, can they coexist? Except there's less they actually coexisted and they didn't have to use that generic commentary line that the other place did it so many times to the point we're sick of it. Even the Twitter accounts admitted we're kind of memeing this into the ground. But yeah, you still look at Keith Lee and like, okay, that guy cannot be moving that fast for his size. Like, how is this guy so fast in his weight? I am massively impressed. And then you got his buddy, Swerve. Which half the time I'm thinking he's a hippie guy. I'm thinking of a hippie called Swerve Man. And duding out. In fact, I would kind of imagine Swerve hanging out with Dude Love if they could do that. But yeah, what we got in this match was pretty damn impressive, especially with Keith Lee having to fight a guy small, like, who is tiny compared to him. I'm like, Jordan Grisham's probably tinier. I was like, oh my god, he's small compared to the big guys. In fact, compared to even the average big guy, he is pretty minuscule. I was like, is the camera just affecting the vision for me? Yeah. Sorry, Jonathan. You're an awesome talent still. But yeah, after swerving our glory, got the victory in pretty much the best match of the buy-in. You were guaranteed that. Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs of Team Taz, who kind of been locked in this eternal feud with them for some reason, and they decide they're calling themselves Jordan and Pipin to the hatred of the crowd, and Starks call Lee a quote broke ass Philip Banks. And every time I look at Ricky Starks, I'm thinking, I don't want to piss the tribalist off, but I want to say it, but he looks like The Rock when he was way younger. That tan, the glasses, the expensive jacket. I was like, man, imagine if The Rock of the 90s interacted with Ricky Starks of the 2020s. That would be kind of surreal to see, especially them being almost a virtual mirror of each other. It was weird to see that. And Powerhouse Hobbs is like, I'm attempting to be relevant by wearing crazy outfits, and I'll also think I'm going to be in a hip-hop album. Yeah, half the time I'm half thinking he's trying to dress so crazily, like he's trying to be in a hip-hop album, which will actually be kind of freaking awesome, but still. And they challenged them to a match later down the road. I thought that feud was actually already done. So anyways, so Caster decides to bring up the fact that there's a massive laundry list of injuries because his buddy Anthony Bowens is injured. Oh, and the Gun Club, who cares about them? They're just there to be mocked and memed. And Dan Hansen decides to show off, much to the glorious roar of the crowd. To the point that he goes ahead and plays a custom music for the Gun Club, and they rush. And besides Billy Gunn, they run off. Oh, and also the LA Dojo Boys, they were buried instantly. You see, Caster decide to rap that they also watch hentai and watch Shibata's You Know What's. Ouch. Ouch. So anyways, the LA JoJo tries to kick their ass, and even then they lose to, like, they somehow Team Caster won, as I like to say it at this point. It was literally just Matt Caster and Billy Gunn. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I was like, why? Like, I know Billy Gunn has experience, but like, why? And yeah, the Gunn brothers don't come back out. They're too busy pissed off about the Ass Boys custom Titantron music. So yeah, that ended badly. Like, why couldn't the LA Dojo Gang win? That just bugged me. I don't know why. In fact, I'm half convinced they should have just had the Gun Club take on Dan Hansen and Hook. Hook'em Chips. And also, I'm trying to wonder how long, if they're going to interact again on TV, because let's be real, they're funny. In fact, we need Maki Ito. Like, I know people are still mad about how Maki Ito was booked for the women's tournament thing, for the Owen last time. But let's be real, Maki Ito is superb in her comedy role, and I would love to see her, Dan Hansen, and Hook just be the outcast group. Just be the outcast of wrestling, essentially. So yeah, that's the end of the buy-in. We're gonna move forward with the kickoff. Let's see how long we're at. We're 32 minutes in. Oh my god, we're screwed. I've been talking about all this stuff. I haven't even talked about the main show. Okay, let's get on it. The trios match to determine the advantage of the Blood and Guts match with Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara of the Jericho Appreciation Society, the pinnacle of sports entertainment, versus and their partner, who definitely I can't really think teaming up with the sports entertainers, Minoru Suzuki. Luckily, we didn't get a repeat of the Suzuki incident. Though, honestly, I'm going to be real, I kind of wish, because Eddie Kingston knows how much the Suzuki incident happened, that he would recreate it by attacking Minoru Suzuki before the entrance was even completed. Oh god, the amount of heat he would have gotten. Especially since this all started because there was a legitimate person that called this a Suzuki incident, and that New Japan should break off with AEW because what they did was the war crime of all wrestling war crimes. I don't know how that makes sense, but okay. The future of the world, everyone. But we have Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. I'm sorry if I mentioned that, but sorry. He is Jon Moxley's first son. And then Jon Moxley went ahead and adopted Wheeler Yuta, and I'm surprised they never addressed that. But okay. But here's the thing I really love. This is the thing I love. And this reminds me why I love this so much. They decide, okay, we got Shota and Jericho. They have a history. Jericho beat up Red Shoes. That son of a bitch. He beat up Red Shoes. Shoto's father. So why not bring it back up and use that as character development and motivation? Tell me this isn't what people wanted from WWE all these years. Continuity, deep characters. Like, you could just make this a simple revenge story, and with multiple years of... please note, this was, what, the peak when New Japan was getting mainstream attention when Jericho showed up, who we last thought was still signed in WWE? Tell me that's not awesome to see them bring back this old moment in wrestling history where Jericho took on Kenny Omega and Jericho decided to beat up Shota's father and Shota himself when he was a young lion. Though he's not part of the Blood and Guts match, so it's actually the person that's replacing Bryan because Bryan is concussed. Damn, you injury bug. So, yeah. And what we got with this trios match? It was unbelievable. Like, it was pretty damn good for what it was. I was absolutely stunned how crazy they let them go. And to be quite honest, I wish they did. I hope they do it again. Like, we really need those trios belts in wrestling. We really, really need these trios belts. And I know why Tony Khan's not doing it for the Kenny Omega, but come on, man, you have to do this, Matt. You have to do this. It's the only way, man. But yeah, Wheeler Yuta goes ahead and goes to fight Jericho, and then all chaos ensues. That was quick. I actually gave them 3 minutes. They did it in 2. And of course, this was nearly 20 minutes. And Shota is the star in this match. Wheeler Yuta and Eddie Kingston are set. So Shota gets to do his moment. And my God, he's going to be a big star. He should already be part of the Blackpool Combat Club, BCC. Like, he is awesome in his performance. Like, he was already, like, he was more of the comedy act a little bit when he was brought in, when he was practically adopted by his senpai John Moxley. And yet, now he's like, John Moxley's probably looking at this in the back, it's like, that's my boy. That's my boy! So, yeah. And he went all out on this, no pun intended. But sadly, he does not survive. He manages to fight off Suzuki and Sammy Guevara, but ultimately succumbs to the Judas effect. And then later on, Shota is getting an interview, and then he gets spit with a fireball by Jericho. So, will we see him at Blood and Guts bringing gasoline like Eddie Kingston did? And let me be real. Eddie Kingston, when he did that, I was thinking to myself, oh God, this is him coming home. This is everybody that's going to come home with a tank of gas right before the $5 bill rose up, right before it rose to $5 a gallon. And then he realizes he needs to get baby formula. And he's angry and pissed. So, yeah, Shota in this match was phenomenal. Like, he needed this big star moment, and this was a big star moment. He got to be in there with Jericho, Sammy, one of the four pillars, and like if that's still a thing, Minoru Suzuki, Kingston, and Wheeler Yuta, the rising pure champion. And they got to go into this. They got to really put him and show him he can hang with the big boss. And then we had another match afterwards that almost was a complete unmitigated disaster. So, the winner-take-all match for the IWGP Tag Team Championships and the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Wait, what about the AAA belts? What about them? They're not important to New Japan because CMLL will have a fit. Okay, so remove those from the equation. We got a less predictable match? Exactly. So, yeah, this is the winner-take-all match. I thought originally it was just going to be the United Empire versus FTR, and Roppongi Vice being there was just like, okay, we just needed them. And right at the beginning, Dax Harwood goes down. Dax mother effing Harwood goes down. Shoulder injury. And is taken into the back. Why? Why does this have to happen? Why have the wrestling gods freaking forsaken us? Okay, we can salvage this. We have Roppongi Vice, and plus it adds the element that Cash Wheeler has to come to that realization he might have to lose the title just to survive another day. And yeah, so it does look like it's going to devolve into just being Roppongi Vice versus United Empire, which would be the most out of nowhere match to happen in this triple threat tag team match. Oh, and I'm just going to keep saying this to this day. Why is it the format like that? I always assumed when you got multi-man tag matches, they have one of each competitor in the match at the same time, just to just keep it simple. As far as I'm aware, why have the whole, okay, we got two people in there, the one team stays out of the match until they get tagged in by their opponent, even though that makes no logical sense unless out of desperational character moments. But damn it, and there was even that, and even WWE seemed to acknowledge that, yeah, this makes no sense when you think about it, because there was that moment in time back at SummerSlam where the New Day tagged themselves in, and they honestly could have won just by pinning each other, which is saying a lot. Yeah. But yeah, just when it looked like all hope was lost for FTR, you suddenly hear the roar of the crowd, and you're like, what are they roaring about? Then the camera cuts, and we see Dax mother effing Hardwood coming out to the ring with shoulder taping on him, going all, I'm super saying it up, essentially. Like, my buddy Lex was there, so he was posting Super Saiyan memes, I believe. I think it was him, or it was someone else, but it was in the AEW chat. You'll never see him. Yeah. It was so insane they did this, that Dax Hardwood came out to finish the match, that I thought for certain it was it. That there was no way they were going to come back from this, and they'd come back from this. Now, the tag team match is back on the run. He has one arm now, so that might be a problem, a hindrance. But so long as they don't put much pressure on it, they could probably make this a minor injury. And Dax comes out and defeats, with the help of his buddy, FTR hits the big rig on Rocky Romero. Surprisingly, United Empire was not the fall guy, for the pinfall, and they are now not only the Ring of Honor champions, not only are they the AAA tag champs, they are now the IWGP World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Now, only one piece of gold remains, probably besides the NWA Tag Team belts, so they should really show up on NWA. It just makes so much sense. The AEW World Tag Team belts. It is in the hands of the mortal enemies of theirs, the Young Bucks. And they will be defeated. And then they will be bathed in gold. They will have all the gold in the world besides the NWA tag belts, even though why have they not done that yet? Also, just to make certain, can you not have them be part of the Ric Flair final match, Tony Khan? I mean, I know you haven't given them the clearance they want yet, but like, come on, man. No. That's a death sentence waiting to happen, man. Don't do it. Don't give them the clearance and don't, because this will come back to bite you probably for Ric Flair's insanity. And now we get Juice Robinson and Jay Whittle interviewed by Tony Schiavone. And the reason why Juice Robinson is not competing for the IWGP US Champion, even though he holds the belt, is primarily because he got sick, aka I think it was involving his appendix. I could be wrong, I kind of forgot what it was. But he was hurt, he was sick, so they had to strip him of the belt because New Japan has a honor or no honor, essentially, in their philosophy booking, even though there were extenuating circumstances that they could have easily just not have done that, but okay. So Will Ospreay won the match and got the title, but Juice Robinson still holds the belt because they want to make a story out of that. So, yeah. What can you do? So the fact that then everyone realizes that not only is Juice Robinson there, that means Tony Storm, and since Tony Storm has a match, that means they have to be reminded that Juice Robinson has her. So I'll be sure to remind you all that you will never get your fantasy of having Tony Storm in your life. I am a sadistic one, and I will unleash my Agent of Chaos status on the ATW crew as possible. Plus, you can go to her OnlyFans. She's already making millions off of there, surprisingly, but she's already making millions, so she could have easily not joined AEW and called it life, and like, well, I'll just bask in my glorious body and use it for OnlyFans. But she continues to wrestle. So then we got the AEW All Atlantic Championship, the newest belt created by Tony Khan at the demand of the Warner Media executives. I am not kidding. Tony Khan himself confirmed, yes, the Warner Media wanted a new title, so he went with the All Atlantic Championship, which is why he has a Japanese wrestling promotion involved in this match. Wait. Why didn't you just call it the International Belt? I'm like, is it because you could, because it wouldn't have sounded as awesome as calling it AAA Championship Belt? Just for symbolism's sake? Okay. But why don't I just call it the All Elite Wrestling All International Championship Belt? Like, I get why he made it. I at least get why, but he doesn't want to bring in the trios belts yet until Kenny Omega comes back because symbolism. Because Tony Khan knows how much being the elite star with just 3 people just fucking around on the internet. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Be elite. Be elite. And yeah, I get why. But you can still have Kenny Omega be part of that with the belts arriving already when he before he even recovers. He's still going to be recovering for a while, man. But Tony Khan went with the easy route instead of the much more easier route and had this big tournament for it, and it comes down to 4 people. Miro, the Bastard Pac, Malachi Black, and originally Tomohiro Ishii, but it goes to Clark Connors. So when we were heading into this match, I was thinking, okay, I was thinking it has to go to Malachi Black. I really think it's going to go to Malachi Black. I don't see Pac winning it, and I could see Miro winning it since he's back and he's in his crusade against God, which, you know, I'm pretty sure some religious fanaticism is going to rant about that eventually. And Clark Connors is like, that was actually going to happen. Oh, come on. Like Tomohiro Ishii could have been a maybe, but even then, it was still doubtful, especially for the simple fact that, how do I say this delicately? Tomohiro Ishii is not from the Atlantic side of the world. He's from the Pacific. Yeah, you see why they should have called it the AEW All International Championship belt? Okay. Fatal 4-Way was awesome. I'm calling it like it is. Fatal 4-Way was awesome, and oh god, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one, everybody. They go to war, and deliver a hellacious matchup. They delivered so much in this match. I was so impressed. Of Clark Connors especially. He almost made me believe for a sec he could actually win this, that son bitch. And the fact that Pac was almost about to tap out to Miro Crash and whatnot, the accolade, the game over as it's also called. Miro, I almost thought Miro was gonna win this, and then Malachi shows up and sprays the mist into Miro's face and then does his big kick on him. And Black then locks Clark Connors into a submission, and then Pac hits both men with a 450 splash. However, Pac locks the brutalizer in Clark Connors instead of Malachi because Malachi rolled out of the ring, and Connors submits. The Bastard Pac is now the first ever All Atlantic Championship of AEW Wrestling. I get why he was a day first champ. He was a day one AEW wrestler, so and he was officially on record the first sanctioned AEW match of Hangman Page and the Bastard Pac. So at least I get that. So yeah, I totally get it. I totally do get it, because Pac's earned this moment to have a championship run. Let's just hope it's taken with some serious depth. Especially since I wouldn't be surprised if it's not over with Malachi and Pac and their fight, because that was fun with them, but it also does look like Miro is going to go to war against the House of Black, which will be a death sentence. Actually, now that I think about it, would it work? Miro joined the House of Black because Miro has denounced God and says he is the supreme God now, and Malachi Black is all about the dark arts. Would that work? Do you think? That's just an idea I had in mind. But yeah, now we get Tony Schiavone coming out to be the commentator for this big matchup, and it's Bullet Club versus Dudes with Attitudes. I am amazed that WWE did not send a cease and desist letter from that, because they have a Dudes with Attitudes group. It was called Diesel and Shawn Michaels. Yeah. I'm surprised that managed to slip past WWE's copyright obsessive nonsense. Especially since you see the Too Sweet. Like, you know for a fact Vince is probably like and whatnot, because you know how Vince is. Well, metaphorically speaking, I don't think he actually does that. He'll probably do something weirder. So, Sting never shows up, and I initially thought the Young Bucks beat him down, since there's now 4 people with them. Shingo, Takagi, no way, I'm thinking of something else. With El Fantasma, Shingo Takagi teamed up with Dudes with Attitudes, and they had their fellow Bullet Club member involved as a ring attendee. You think they took down Sting because it's the Bullet Club, it's a one-night reunion. Nope, he is instead seen from the rafters, and part of you was thinking, wait, is he gonna do an entrance from the rafters? Because no one wants to see that. Especially since what happened last time. Oh god. But no, we were tricked. E instead decides to be like he's New Jack and dive off the entrance stage onto the Bullet Club. Seriously, then, guys, like, let's double check. How old is Sting again? Like, how old is Sting for real? Let's go back to that. Let's go back to Sting the wrestler, not the musician. Why does the musician have to keep popping up in my search results? Oh, he's 63. Got it. He's about 7 years from 70, and he's diving like he's New Jack from when he was in his 30s. Yeah, that sounds about right. And of course, because Sting had to get his obligatory fly by the seat of his pants moment, he decides to keep going with this match, and it's a fun 6-man tag team match. It was originally supposed to be an 8-man, but then Hiromu Takahashi got sick. Yeah. And then we get El Fantasmo doing weird stuff. And Sting's no-selling it. And then he does a twist to his... I'm not going to say it, but I will say this. El Fantasmo did a Falcon Punch to Sting's jewels. So, pretty sure that was weird. So yeah, oh, and also Sting repaid the favor by twisting El Fantasma's and then he goes ahead and punches him in the jewels behind the referee's back. Oh, he also does a double Scorpion Death Drop in stereo. And then Shingo pummels El Fantasmo and then beats him down, and then he beats him with the Last of the Dragon and gets the pinfall victory. So Bullet Club's reunion went horribly wrong, so yeah. Oh, by the way, Arthur Ashe Stadium is coming back for September 21st. I will attempt to manipulate my mother to help me get tickets for that, since I'll need a ride. And then later in the night, like I said, Jericho Appreciation Society set Shota on fire, so that ended badly. Now we get to, sadly, the match that should have been hyped up, but sadly is not treated with the respect it got, and the crowd was pretty much dead for that because they were too busy gasping that Sting at 63 is diving like he's 30, and he's New Jack. Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa. Now, I say this without hesitation. I'm a real simple man. I know I still know Foster's gimmick. But I'm pretty certain I do not have a bias for Thunder Rosa, even though she follows me on social media. I am the king here. So there's no bias that I was rooting for Thunder Rosa, no matter how gorgeous Toni Storm is, and no matter how many people want to be fraternizing with her. Even though Juice Robinson will kill you. So, yeah. This match, sadly, is like a curse. It's cursed because the crowd is dead. The crowd is dead. There's not really an exciting element added to this, no matter how much they try. And yeah, I'm sorry to see that. I really, really wish we could get this moment for them. It gets worse when you're like, man, they get so much hype up on the TV shows, but when they on several occasions, especially, but when they get to the pay-per-view, it's just like, it's dead. Just like my soul. So yeah, Thunder Rosa defeats Toni Storm at 10 minutes. Ouch. So anyways, let's get to the match that probably was the biggest match of the night. Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. Now, originally, Andrade was supposed to fight Will Ospreay. They were even going to have him show up on New Japan TV. Then CMLL decided to be a hissy fit petty little bastards and stop that from happening because hatred for AAA. So, please direct all your attention to the enemies of the Force. So yeah, that was sad. Honestly, it was sad to see that happen. But when this, like, as much as we know, Will Ospreay and Andrade would have been a hellacious matchup. I gotta be real. This match was probably better for them. Sorry, Andrade. Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy actually committed psychological warfare on each other. Orange Cassidy's like, and Will Ospreay's just like stop acting like an OC and fight me, damn it. And oh god, it's especially the ending that got me rolling on this. The end game of this match is what really killed it for everybody. That made people be like, that's match of the night, damn it. That's match of the night. Ospreay hits... Oh man. Ospreay hits every finisher to get the victory and failed. Ospreay did the Os Cutter, doesn't work. Orange Cassidy survives that. Cassidy gets hit by the hidden blade and survives that. And Ospreay's like, Ospreay then has to hit the Stormbreaker and finally get the victory. But the fact that the fact that Orange Cassidy almost defeated Will Ospreay, it's kind of amazing. I kind of thought for 1 second, oh my god, is this actually going to happen? Is Orange Cassidy going to become the next IWGP United States Champion and Ospreay's going to quit after this? Because here's the thing, there is a bit of a personal stake for Ospreay in this. Because not only is the fact that he's cursed, I'm surprised they did not bring in Dan Hansen for this. Like, Dan Hansen, and like, well, Ospreay's heading to the ring, Dan Hansen spots him and is like... And Ospreay... and that somehow benefits him. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do that. It would have been the best joke in the world. But Ospreay also has to deal with the fact that he's not only in just an AEW's show and AEW's turf, he's in Kenny Omega's world. His mortal enemy of life. So if he lost to Orange Cassidy, that would have eaten away at him in terms of character. I don't know about professionally, but still, or personally. But in terms of character, it would have eaten away at Will Ospreay. Kenny Omega would go on interviews afterwards and be like, see, this is why I entrusted all this to Jay White more than Will Ospreay. I'm glad New Japan went with Jay White Toe. He got the job done. Will Ospreay can't even beat a guy like Freshly Squeezed, and I beat him. Disgraceful. Like, imagine if that had happened. Oh god, Will Ospreay would have killed someone after that. Quite literally, probably. So, yeah. Will Ospreay wins the match in a glorious fashion that you were almost convinced he was gonna lose. And then they decide to finish the job. Let us finish this. Let us finish this fight and move on. And right when it looks like they could, right after the best friends and Roppongi Vice tries to make the save, and then they get their asses kicked. United Empire looks to finish the job with Orange Cassidy, and then he arrived. The wrestler Shibata. And takes out Aussie Open. Shibata is ready for the fight. And then he kicks Will Ospreay's ass, and then tries to naked chokehold him, but then the Aussie Open saves the day. Well, Orange Cassidy stares him down, and it looks like they're gonna fight, but instead, Orange Cassidy decides to put on the shades on Shibata. And then pose dramatically for the camera. So, yeah, please know, this probably would not have all happened if it was Andrade. You see why Orange Cassidy is so awesome? And then... oh man. We get the next big match. Zack Sabre Jr. versus who could it be? It is Claudio. Claudio! Also known as, for the WWE audience, Cesaro! The Swiss Superman! And... yeah. Claudio is nearly all elite. Apparently that he's not officially full-on signed just yet, but they are set to have him for a long-term run, so get ready for that insanity when he signs the dotted line. And man, he hasn't wrestled for a while. He was just training reportedly in Orlando just a few days ago. But what does Claudio do to start this off? He hits a big European uppercut, hits the neutralizer for a near fall. Oh my god, wait, that was almost quick. That would have been a WWE thing. That would have been, it would have been so annoying to see. We're gonna get Claudio versus Zack Sabre Jr. and then it's just over like that. That would have been so annoying. Yet kind of awesome, yet also very frustrating. And then you got everything you wanted from this match. A technical masterpiece, which will only be surpassed by Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. And of course, we know where this is going. Claudio is not only just going to get the victory on this match, he is also part of Blood and Guts, and officially a member of the Blackpool Combat Club. he is fitted like a glove in the AEW world. He gets to be what he always wanted to be in WWE, and he honestly made the most sense. Like, I know some people want Johnny Gargano. Okay. Like, I would love to see Johnny Gargano come back to wrestle Adam Cole, baby, in AEW, but let's be real. The reason why I'm not saying Johnny Gargano could work with Blackpool Combat Club is because he left on good terms relatively with WWE. Claudio didn't. If anything, his entire history is described basically as one essential thing. I am not a sports entertainer. I am a professional wrestler. So it would make sense he, of all people, would join Blackpool Combat Club, because out of everyone in that group that would hate sports entertainment, it would definitely be Claudio. Considering how his run in WWE was, and how he's almost quitted on several occasions when they kind of devalued him a lot. So yeah, we got a technical super matchup between the two, and Claudio has not missed a step. And I love the kind of somewhat like guillotine chokehold he's given. It's like, I know how to get out of this. And it's like, then you remember, oh, Roman Reigns. Oh, by the way, he also carries Zack Sabre Jr. from the floor all the way up to the ring. Just something you should know, because it's Claudio and he's awesome. But now you have another added element. Claudio has a history of Eddie Kingston, and Eddie Kingston hates the guy. Man, Jon Moxley's just befriended the guys that Eddie Kingston hates with a passion. He's trying his best not to be the guy that's like I can't. Do I choose my hatred for Jericho, or do I choose my hatred for my friends, for my best friends' friends? Decisions. So yeah, Claudio gets the victory, and we certainly not least yet, we get our fatal four-way match. Adam Cole, baby, Hangman Adam Page, babe, Kazuchika Okada, and Jay Whitehall, the Switchblade of professional wrestling, the catalyst of professional wrestling. So, yeah, it was pretty damn impressive what happens. I'm almost kind of shocked what they did. So they got the crowd pumped up and ready. Like, they were ready for these four awesome all-world athletes. And yet, the ending of it was the most weirdest. Turns out, Adam Cole's hurt. Yeah, we know he has a torn labrum, but more like he's legit out cold. Like, he was out cold for a little bit, but it was reported that he did leave under his own power. Good. Yeah. Cole has been reportedly definitely injured, according to Brian Alvarez, so he doesn't know the full details yet. We'll probably hear more during the big event, the media scrum probably, but yeah, not what we need right now. And if Kenny Omega comes back before summer's end, and if Adam Cole is out for the rest of the summer, it's probably be a bad idea, bad timing. Man. But yeah, the Fatal 4-Way match, despite the awkward ending that you would totally understand why, because Adam Cole got hurt, despite that incident, this was pretty damn good. Like, you wanted Hangman and Page and Okada to fight, not a Fatal 4-Way, I got that, but it was still pretty good for what it was. I think Okada was somewhat there. He was partially, it did feel like at times, like, I don't know why, he just seemed a little out of his element. And when I recalled, oh, they never do multi-man matches for single titles. mostly just tag team titles. So I could get if that was causing him to be out of his element at times. But you know, Jay White, he's probably a little bit out of his element too, but he adapts more to it because, well, he's more well versed in the Western World Wrestling style. Adam Cole and Hangman, oh yeah, they're the professionals on that front. And of course, Okada gets his money pose, Rainmaker, and Hangman almost beat Jay White. He almost won the title. I would have actually been shocked. So, yeah, I was actually shocked that Adam Cole, baby, and Jay White's big golden plan had fallen apart, and Hangman would have been the one that ended it. But yeah, ultimately, Hangman didn't get the victory. Adam Cole and Jay White's little reunion for Bullet Club Undisputed Elite has fallen apart completely. So it wasn't a good night for the Undisputed Elite, but a good night for Bullet Club members. Just Jay White, really. I'm surprised the Guerrillas of Destiny didn't at all make an appearance. I would have been interested in that. But now we get to the main event of the evening. A match 3 years in the making. Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the interim AEW World Championship. It needed to be told. So like I said, as much as I do love the remaining matches that happen, I will honestly say this. How do I say this delicately? Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy took home match of the night. I'm sorry to tell you guys that. I definitely feel like that. There was so much stuff that managed to beat the big two main event matches. Even on CageMatch.net, even they seem to agree. Yeah, as much as we like these two main events, it is not enough to beat Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy. They're the match that got in the 9.26 out of 81 votes, and the most lowest score they have is a 4, but the highest is 10 with 48 votes. So yeah, but it finally got the match we wanted to see for 3 years, especially since they started pushing it more. Turns out Tony Khan's been blocking New Japan from doing that match because he feels like it should be a much bigger deal, especially if it involves the AEW guy they got, Jon Moxley. So Forbidden Door was the perfect storm for it, albeit a few unfortunate circumstances, that we finally got this match. Which leads to the question, why couldn't they do this match? Well, they could have done. They were going to try and do it All Out, but then they had to delay it due to travel issues, if I recall correctly. So they had to find a replacement rather quick. So we got that guy, and he got his ass kicked. But yeah, Jon Moxley and Hiroshi Tanahashi finished the fight. Non-Halo intended. And they stole it. They tore it down. I'm impressed with what they did. It's fun to see these two at this level. And the fact that Hiroshi Tanahashi still can go at that level is something I'm going to be always impressed about. And there was even a moment with a fan that was escorted out. So that's why there was a chant of, "You effed up, you effed up, you effed up." So that sucked. And last but not least, Jon Moxley got the victory. He defeated his mortal enemy, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and set his standard as the ace of pro wrestling. And he is now the new interim All Elite Wrestling Champion of the World, Jon Moxley! You got Moxley, kid. You got Moxley. And he gets the victory. Anyways, the Jericho Appreciation Society ruined the ending and destroyed and beat the living crap out of Tanahashi and Moxley right until the rest of the JAS and Blackpool Combat Club run out to make the save. And then Claudio comes out and clears the ring, much to Eddie Kingston's hatred, because I'm still surprised they're still keeping storytelling right on that. Because Eddie Kingston was yelling at Moxley, was glaring and foaming at the mouth seeing Claudio. It's like, oh, I hate these guys, but I hate Jericho more. But I hate Claudio and Bryan. But I hate Jericho more. Who do I choose? Do I fuel my vengeance on Jericho, or do I use my hatred as my undoing? Decisions. So I'm curious to know what happens after this whole business with the Jericho Appreciation Society ends. Will it end with Eddie Kingston and LAX going to war with Blackpool Combat Club? And John Moxley's like the guy in the middle is like, no, we must fight, not fight. You're tearing us apart, Kingston. And then I'll be just that guy that's like, can we just have Kingston be champion by 2023? He's rightfully earned it. He's the perfect guy to take it off MJF, in my honest opinion. But when MJF eventually wins it, because it's probably going to go that route, if MJF still sticks around, we haven't seen him yet. He still hasn't shown up, so that was weird. But yeah, it was a wild ride for AEW New Japan. Both promotions did so well with the show. I loved every moment of it. I cannot wait to see what happens next time. Even Hiromu Takahashi came out and says, I'll see you all at Forbidden Door 2. And it's like, what? You haven't said anything about Forbidden Door 2. Tony Khan only claimed that, yeah. He did say there are discussions for it. But I will get to say some special things. There is the media scrum that's currently ongoing at the time of this live stream. And Tony Khan announced that AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling did over 100,000 buys based on early digital numbers. There's also confirmation that Death Before Dishonor will be starting in July for Ring of Honor. Woo! And Tony Khan revealed he reached out to Claudio before knowing Bryan Danielson was out of action, so he was already planning to sign him. Oh, and Claudio says says he feels like he's a kid in a candy store of AEW. I can totally understand why. Says it fits and he's happy. Says this is the first time here. Yeah, he feels like he's been here for years. In terms of why he came to AEW, he said it was time for a change. Gee, I wonder why. Oh, man. So, yeah. Oh, man. This was a phenomenal event. AEW's best pay-per-view, in my opinion. I don't think we'll ever get another chance for it just yet. We'll see again. So let's see. I'm looking at the live stream. It didn't do as well as I had hoped, but this is my first attempt. It probably would have done more if I just recorded the videos and just uploaded them afterwards. But beggars can't be choosers, and we all can't be winners. I'll probably get more viewership after this whole stream's over, and as the DVR kind of comes out with it. We'll have to see. But for now, this was Neo Reality Entertainment, the WrestleVerse, presenting AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. Welcome, my friends, to the destiny of wrestling. And look forward to so much more. I do have planned for one last Reign of Pro Wrestling era matchup. We'll see. I'll see y'all next time. Take care, and I'll see you out. Ending the stream. Bye.